Hi, this is Derek with TableTopGenerals,
And I'm David.
and tonight we're going to talk about Tephra, which is a new game we just picked up from a budding company called Cracked Monocle. Bubba, you found this one, so do you want to talk about it?
Well, starting out, Tephra is a steampunk role-playing game. They've kind of gone as far as they can with it in creating their new system called the Clockwork system, which goes with the steampunk theme through clocks themselves. The experience per level is 12. 12 levels in the system, and they just kind of run with their new design, and it's very intriguing.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the passion for the Clockwork system in the character sheet alone. They've got all the little gears there. They've got the skill clock shape. Even the back is a giant gear where your specialties are. So how does that work exactly with the specialties? And it looks like it has the accuracy and defense and all that.
Well, to start, they've kind of gotten rid of the whole basis to where everything's based off your stats. Instead, you start by choosing your skills, which, according to each stat, has a certain number of skills, such as uh, Brute has Brawl, Frenzy, Overpower, and Resilience, which are the skills that, after you put points into them, will add up to be your Brute stat.
Okay.
Taking that, it also says where you put your skill points, tells you, where you can choose your specialty from. Each specialty kind of gives you kind of a special ability or more resiliency for some, like resilience, of course. Uh, but it also builds on all of what normally your stats would define, such as your health, your defense, again, your priority, which is initiative, if some games have used, evade, strike, defense, speed. It goes along with that, even into with some of the science skills where you can build objects. It has a stat called DIY, which for each of those building skills will just tell you how many crafted items you can have.
Kind of like the old like craft weapons, craft armor, kind of like that, but more specialized.
Right. Going into armor, weapons, they go into crafting automatons, uh, mechanical machines, even into crafting airships and vehicles and such.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. And now I noticed on here, and if we all can see it, there's a little person there with a bunch of what looks like numbers. What does that correspond to?
Well, even just starting out, they've given us kind of a randomized hit table, which can be used for what they call wounds or even fatal wounds, to where if you're not doing a called shot, which is also what this is for, it'll give you kind of how well you can work in a called shot, but it also gives you where you can randomly decide if you go into the wounds feature, which is after HP, then it'll do a certain type of damage to a random body part.
Okay, so when you actually hit somebody, it tells you where and what kind of side effects they suffer.
Right.
Okay, no, that's it. Definitely interesting. Um, what's with the tiers? I see that it's 1 through 9, 10 to 19, etc.
All right. Now with the tiers, the kind of the way they decided to do it is starting out. It kind of each tier is a level of success in skills and attacks and anything you do basically. Now each one is tier 1 being 1 to 9 is basically you got by the skin of your teeth. 10 to 19 is above average, and goes from there. 30 plus being, you did so awesome, you might as well not even have tried. But like it just kind of gives you an effect according to which tier, going into everything from attacks, where it tells you what type of damage you do, into your skills as well, saying how well you succeeded in that.
Okay. Well, there seems to be a lot just with this character sheet alone. But tonight we're just going to do our first looks, and I've got to say, this looks promising. I can't wait to start this.
Definitely. We'll definitely be going into character creation as well as going into combat, and maybe even a little bit into some of the more specialized additions they've made to the gaming system itself.
Cool. Well, until then, happy gaming.
Thanks for coming.